We're back. General Electric having its best day in more than a month after a bullish note from UBS. The analyst upgrading the stock to a buy rating, raising the price target to $14. It's our call of the day. GE having its best year since 1982.
That's saying a lot.
Wow.
Just don't average the last 2 years together.
So
the last decade.
What do we think of this call on its face? Just stocks had a great year. Is there that much upside in the year ahead, according to this analyst? Weiss.
I think the risk reward for an upgrade is pretty good in terms of being an analyst, getting your name out there, still being very early in the upgrade. For me, I put it in the too tough category, and the legacy issues on the debt and selling their best businesses, because those are the ones they could sell, are fine. If you're doing this, you're purely making a bet in the CEO, and that's not been a bad bet to make. But with assets that are pretty damaged, I'm just not doing it.
Is it, I guess, is the danger, Josh, I'm thinking about this, you know, you're having, as I said, it's best year since 82.
Yeah.
Getting a little too excited about what's really happening and where the stock can go and a, you know, an overwhelmingly positive view when in reality, it's going to take a little bit longer.
I think there are so many eyes on this company and so many very, very highly informed people that have large amounts of money at stake that the rational way to look at this opportunity right now is to say, okay, probably a lot of this multitude of opinions are already priced in here. We don't know what the fundamental outcome will be. It's probably early. This is the type of turnaround that could take forever. But the price of the stock is not going to wait until the turnaround is assured. It's going to try to anticipate that. So I would look at it technically, and here's what I would tell you. Stock is on the verge of a technical breakout. It's been consolidating, bumping along the bottom for almost a full 12 months now. I would put in a stop loss just below that gap higher, so that's about 965-ish. You'll know you're wrong very quickly. I think you're taking about 12 to 15% risk. Your upside could be a double in the stock over 3 years. So, like, I would just trade this technically. I wouldn't fall in love with it. I wouldn't go around voicing my opinion about the fundamentals because a lot of that is quicksand that could change. Just look at it purely technically. What's my risk reward? I think it's very favorable. And if it does, in fact, continue to break out here, you may end up owning the stock for a very long time.
You don't even have to bet in fundamentals improvement. All you have to do is bet. The only thing you have to bet on is guiding the street to one level and then beating it by a little.
Because he knows the game. Because he knows the game.
That's it. He knows how to manage investors. So whether they still have, you know, an underwater balance sheet or not, doesn't matter. I told you they'd lose 25 cents. We only lost 23. Bang, the stock goes up, another analyst comes on board.
I don't like to bet, right? Like, I like to do the research and dig in. And when I read this research report, there was nothing in there that felt like really deep or interesting or unique to me. And then I looked at what UBS's track record had been with their price targets versus the share price, and they just track together. So what you see is that UBS has never made an actually really interesting Stanley Tusa-esque call.
They hate it all the way down, then it starts going up, and now they feel better.
Like it. So I look at that, and I'm like, this is a weak call to me. And I like to look at, did I say Stanley Tusa? I meant to say Steve Tusa.
Welcome to the dark side.
Sorry. But I would rather still side with
I think you got Stanley Tucci and...
Right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, what does Stanley Tucci think about the stock?
Steven Tusa still doesn't like it, and I would rather side with him because I think he does have...
Because he's been right.
He's been right, and I think he has a really unique perspective.
Okay.
What if he gets too dug in, right?
He's been right at points. There's a point where you could make the argument, and the guys on the morning show did today, that Tusa's been too negative, and maybe this call's too positive.
I think
and the somewhere just right is in the middle.
He's been right. He's a company analyst, and the UBS analyst may be a stock analyst, two different things. Because you can be right in the company and wrong on the stock, or vice versa.
Scott, what we see is 82,000 calls being bought at the January 2021. In other words, more than a year out into the future, they're buying calls at the 15 strike. They also bought calls at the 12 strike, and some of those people have done a spread where they're basically putting $1 on the table, hoping it turns into $3 if by 2021 the stock's over 15. If this call is right at all, this is a triple on that.
I think we just let's look at Bed Bath & Beyond. In August, the stock...
They're the same kind of company?
Well, just this idea that when a stock gets so universally hated, you don't need any good news. You just need for there to be a cessation of bad news. Bed Bath & Beyond in August, people were talking about Chapter 11 at some point. The stock has doubled in the last 3 months. Has anything materially changed
Yes,
at Bed Bath &
absolutely.
Beyond? I don't think so.
No, I'll
They
tell
brought
you
it
what.
really
I think
good
sentiment got too negative, and they're going to be okay.
I know the actors very well. Here's what's changed markedly. They
ahead.
brought in a CEO who was a senior person at Target.
Okay.
And essentially, that individual is saying, I'd rather be at Bed Bath & Beyond and have that stock at this point than Target.
But
I think
it's a
there's
call
more
option,
upside
the
here.
stock at $7.
No,
It's
but
like,
it's
No,
his
but-
career. He's not betting a call option.
You are right,
His career.
but you still have a business that's going to be really, really hard to compete
I don't
with
think the
interwebs.
fundamentals have
I'm
improved.
not saying it's a great name. The fundamentals have improved. I've done a lot of work on it. The fundamentals have dramatically improved.
I'm looking at the same things you're looking at. I see a
Where'd they do
sentiment.
all their sourcing?
I'm seeing a sentiment shift more so than I'm seeing like
Absolutely.
this massive turn in the business. And the point on GE, the reason why this is related, it's not a fait accompli that turnaround's going to work out. But with the stock price, you don't need the turnaround to actually take hold. You need enough other people to believe that it's possible to change where the stock is
We're not
priced.
gonna-
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.